What's up, millionaires? It's your boy Millionaire E coming at you with a Flash episode review. Now, before we get started, spoiler alert for anyone who's not seen the episode yet. I don't want to spoil it for you. The episode is Flash episode 14, season 7. Now, before we get started, I went to the brick store. And when I went to the brick store, I like to get a lot of stuff like some bricks, some Legos. I got Lego Dimensions. Now, what I got was these things called story packs. And the story packs are very, very different from the level packs because the level packs is one level while the story pack is multiple levels. So I'm going to show you a little bit what I've already built it, but this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a alternative base for the base pad. So it's kind of like the bat. It's really cool. And then I've also got two characters because they come with, some of them either come with one character and two items or one character and one item. But with this one came in with, Robin and Batgirl. And this is the only set that has Robin and Batgirl because you can't get them anywhere else. They're only in this set. And then I haven't built the vehicle yet. But also, after we went to the brick store, my mother took me to this comic store. And one thing that I really like about comic stores is where they have the comics like on the walls almost, where you can see all of them. You can see all the new comics. So I was like, I was a kid in a candy store. And basically what happened is I got 5 comics for $21, which is really, really a good price. So I'm going to show you the comics I got. So I got the Avengers Marvel Strike Force, which is kind of a mecha kind of comic. And what I mean is the characters like, Thor and all of them, they fight in mechs now. Is what I've seen, because I've seen a little bit of it. I've seen the pop figures, and I'm like, ooh, that looks cool. So I'm trying it. And then the other one I've got is the Sonic the Hedgehog comic, which I've had one of these series, but I just bought this one out of order because this is, you see, the 40th issue, and I have, I think, the 48th issue. And then I also got this thing that I'm really loving is the Miles Morales Clone Saga. So it's basically where he gets attacked by 3 clones, and I think it's a whole story. I haven't read much into it because, like I said, I got comics out of order. So with this one, I got this one out of order. I think I have the 25th or the 24th version of it. And then lastly, I got these Metalman comics. And these are really, really cool comics. And I love the Metalmen because it's really cool how, they have different types of elements and different types of powers. So, I've got this one. This one has the animals, the different animals. Because in the comic, Magnus created animal robots. And then in this one here, the original Metalmen, you've got Mercury, Tin, Gold, and then they got Iron. A couple of good folks. But we're going to be talking about Flash. So let's get started. So this Flash episode seemed heavily put on Allegra. And what I mean is this was all about Allegra. And so the episode starts out with Flash and Iris saying, we're going on vacation, y'all. And the reason why they're going on vacation is because, Chester gave them an idea to go on vacation while he found them in the storage room doing Lord knows what. So they leave, and you've got like Caitlin, Allegra, and Chester there. And Allegra's like, I'm gonna go find my cousin Esperanza. She likes to kill a lot of people. I'm gonna find her and stop her and try to change her. So they track her to this, they track her and they go over to this basically coffee stand, and they get attacked by Esperanza, and she's like, leave me alone. And they're about to die, and Sue comes in. Sue Dibney. Sue. And she takes her out, and Esperanza runs away. And Sue literally, what I could best tell was a mother mode. She was like, are you crazy? This lady can burn your face off. What the heck were you think you were doing? And Allegra's like, but I want to save my cousin. And we get this whole thing where basically, Sue's like, we can't trust her. She's a villain. While Allegra's like, what would Flash do? And basically, because she's saying that the Flash team, or Flash, would always try to save the villain before he takes the villain out. So she's like, what would Flash do? We should do what Flash would do. So she's doing that. And also, may I remind you, I haven't told you this, but I think Allegra and Chester are in love. And the reason why is because how they look in the first episode, he was like, Chester was like, hey, come on, you want to play some Dungeons and Dragons? She was like, yeah, I don't know. But then in the last episode, in this last part of the episode, she ends up joining with him. But that's not the only part that I think is showing that they're in love. The other part that seems really, really basically showing is she calls him Chuck. His name is Chester. She always will call this man Chuck. And it's shown that she generally cares for him. Like when he gets hurt, she's like, I'm so sorry for bringing you into this. He's like, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to help. And the reason why I feel like she's in love because she keeps on calling him Chuck is because in Charlie Brown, and I know y'all are like, Charlie Brown is a cartoon. This is a show. What in the world? I know that, but guys, bear with me. You know how Peppermint Patty, she calls him Charles, but she always calls Charlie Brown Chuck. And we all know, well, if y'all don't know, that Peppermint Patty is in love with Chuck. Here I go saying Chuck, but she's in love with Charlie Brown. And she calls him Chuck every single time. So I was like, you know what? And his name is Charlie Brown, not Chuck. And I'm like, I wonder if Allegra is doing that. Because she likes him and she's calling him Chuck. But that's just a thought of mine, a theory. So, while this is happening, basically, they're trying to look for Esperanza. And Esperanza she's looking for this one dude. And it's this, scientist. And basically what he did was he tortured her, did a whole bunch of things to her. And she even shows, the slit on her throat that she got, which kind of makes her voice, because her voice is embodied, basically, and how she got her powers. And she's like, I want to kill that man before he does anything else to that person. So, a little more arguments come. Long story short, we get to Esperanza where she's trying to kill this man, but he gives her a option. I can heal you. And so now she's trying to go against Allegra. And this is where we get to see Allegra's powers bloom. Because basically Esperanza's taking out Allegra. And Allegra, she lights up like a rainbow and just shoots. And it was it's almost like that song, The Power of Love. It might just save your life. That's the power of love. Because basically Esperanza's powers were fueled by hate. And that's how strong she was, is because of her hate. And then Allegra's power, she got a power up because of her love for Esperanza, her cousin. So, she takes Esperanza out. And they have a little moment. They're like, Esperanza's like, wow, you still call me your cousin. And we find out that basically they could help her. They could probably heal her. So, I wonder if she's going to get her voice back. But then the episode's almost ended. And we get where you get Cecile, well, not Cecile, but you get Chester going to Dungeons and Dragons. And Allegra follows him, which is really cool. And then we get this last part where we got Killer Frost and Chillblaine working as heroes now. And then the episode ends. And the commercial, I'm like, I can understand some people getting kind of tired of fast villains, villains with speed. But I'm like, honestly, I don't really know how you could really change that, because I'm like, he's the Flash. Because I was like, the next episode shows him fighting Godspeed. And Godspeed is, of course, another speedster. And we've got a whole bunch of speedsters compared to Reverse Flash. But I'm like, it's because of his genre. He's the Flash. He's going to fight some fast people. You got Superman. He fights Doomsday, General Zod. But that's off the point. Remember, like the video, share it with your fam, and subscribe. And if you subscribe, click that bell icon to be notified for more videos. And I'll see y'all later, millionaires. And have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.